Today we will focus on the French economy and its long-term prospects after President François Hollande announced a so-called Pacte de Responsabilité earlier this year. This Pact of Responsibility is meant to boost the competitiveness of the French economy and raise its growth potential. What's the issue? Let's start with the negatives. It is fair to say that over the last 5 years, the French economy has been stagnating, with continuous rise in unemployment. Also, France has lost market share on global markets, resulting in a widening trade deficit. Last but not least, France is struggling to cut back its budget deficit toward the 3% level, which is mandated by the European Commission and the Maastricht Treaty. Let's turn to the positives. Actually, over the recent crisis, foreign investors never really put in doubt the good credit of France. And as a result, interest rates on French debt stayed well behaved, contrary to what we saw in the European periphery. Also, the French banking system proved remarkably resilient during that period. So, what's the problem? The problem, in our opinion, is the outsized weight of the French public sector. As a matter of fact, French public spending, expressed in percentage of GDP, amounts to a staggering 56%. This is the highest number in Europe. The same number in Germany is 44%, and if you look at Switzerland, it's 32% only. As a result, the recipe of French governments have been to increase taxes all the time to such a level that vital forces have been suppressed, depressing growth at a time where economies of the periphery in Europe, like Spain or Italy, are showing signs of life. In a true turnaround, in French we would call it a volte-face, President Hollande has outlined an ambitious responsibility pact to reduce the cost of doing business for companies and cut public spending by 50 billion euros. However, the implementation of the pact is facing fierce resistance within the own rank of the Socialist Party. Contrary to Spain, which is on a path to recovery after deep, painful reform, the efforts of French citizens in form of higher taxes have not yet translated into any tangible result. This puts a huge discredit on the French class politique and in particular on the two mainstream parties. So, as a result, the implementation of the pact is far from assured. Moving to financial markets, we believe that the environment remains fundamentally supportive to risky assets and equity markets in particular. Central banks remain extremely accommodative, with the ECB, European Central Bank, about to provide additional easing in the very near future. Corporate earnings remain resilient, and we expect economic growth to pick up in the second quarter, especially in the US, after a weakish first quarter. As a result, we have further raised our exposure to equity markets. By doing this, we have increased our overweight stance.